look very happy. You don't know yet, do you? We're locked in. That's right. But it's okay, because I'm here. I can work it out. Have you been in that situation before? Just gathering if we got any other expertise in the room. You've been like locked in outside your stationery cupboard and you had your swipe card inside. You'd have no good excuse of why you left it there. Or just locked outside your own house. Anyone? Show of hands. There's someone there, a few of you. Quite a lot of expertise here. You, sir, what happened to you? You called a locksmith. So you just delegated that to an engineer. Right, yes. And what was the situation?
It was expensive.
Right, okay. Wow.
It was a lady locksmith. It was very helpful.
Brilliant. And anyone else with different? So you had a proper lock with a key. And you, madam? Did that happen to you? There's a few more. Yes. Lady over there, yes. Wow, so that's great. Yes, a round of applause for that. Absolutely. Brilliant. Now, the thing is, this is a lock we've got. I don't know how to pick this one, but I've noticed, well, I've been told that it's a 4-pin code, so that kind of narrows the options a bit more, and it's 12 keys, right? So we just have to work out there's around 20,000 different combinations we can try. And because it's 4 different, well, it's a 4-pin code, that's around 82,000 keystrokes. In a moment of panic and randomly, I can do 4 keystrokes per second. So it's about 5.5 hours. We are right, because it's a 24-hour tube now, isn't it? Well, not on a Tuesday, I know. But anyway, now looking at the lock again, you've probably noticed that there isn't a delete, reset, or enter button. That means when you enter one of the pins, you just keep going. So if you can just add another number and you know you try a different code and so on. So actually, it's only 20,000 keystrokes. Yeah, and a few others. So, for example, if you start with 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you press 8, you actually try 2, 3, 4, 8. And then if you press 1, you're doing the next one and so on. So all you have to do is to be organized. And we will be fine, because that narrows it down to an hour and a half only. So we will still make it to the last tube. Now, to be organized, we need to get some pen and paper. If you're ready, you can write down, that's the whole combination we can try. Yeah. That's 20,000 of those. And if you just try one of them and cross the first number out, and then you try the next one and so on, you are actually trying what is called as the Brown sequence. It's really bad pronunciation of the Dutch, name of the Dutch mathematician. But it is a sequence that contains all the possible 4-pin codes made of 12 different symbols. So that's what is the Brown sequence for 12 symbols and 4 pin codes. Well, we try, for example, if I'm zooming in our sequence, you would try the 1, 2, 6, 10, and then you cross the one out and try and then press the next one, and you just keep going like that and like that. Okay? So that gets you going through the Brown sequence. Yeah, I do need a magic break now, don't you? Yes, yeah, good audience agreeing with me, great. For this, I'm going to need help from some volunteers, but don't worry, you don't have to be on stage. The stage is for me. Actually, the organizers promised me that if I do a card trick, they reveal the code. So it's either an hour and a half or a card trick. Right, so I need this lady here. What's your name, please? Abby. Abby, can you just cut this deck? That means you just take part of it, put it on that side. Yeah, it's got a deck of cards. Thank you, Abby. I'm just going to combine it together again. Now, Abby, can you take one card, but make sure I don't see it. Take that card. You can see it. And then, madam, your name is?
Jessie.
Jessie, can you take the next one? Just one, yeah? And Mia. So Abby, Jessie, and Mia. Right, you got that one. Lovely. Now, what you're going to do, so the three ladies have 3 cards. I'm going to try to guess those cards. It's very difficult to do. But they are going to work with me. They're going to beam the card into my mind. Okay, so you can do it? Yep. You're actually very, very good, because I'm seeing lots of images now, and I'm going to need a little bit of help. Yes, I'm going to try and draw the pictures I'm receiving, and yeah, very complicated. So, would you, if your card is red, would you stand up, please? All of you have red cards. That's probably lots of hearts and lots of diamonds here. Oh, yeah, some reactions already. Right, so we've got a 7 of hearts. Is that right? The first one. Can you show everyone? 7 of hearts. Whew. Thank you. And then we've got, it's okay, thank you. And we've got a 6 of hearts. Thank you. And we have, we're down to diamonds now, and we've got a 5 of diamonds. Is that right? Yes. Whew. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you for your cooperation, and your mind beaming was amazing. Thank you. Now, how did that work? You wonder, how did that work? Well, you can ask, what are the chances, really? It was a maths talk, so you could ask that. Well, I'm using a little bit of maths. And that maths is related to coding all the cards using black or red, or R and B. Lovely music, I know. And the possibilities, if I use 3 digits to code a card, the possibilities are those. I can have black, black, red code for one card, black, red, black, and so on. So there's 8 combinations there. I use the brown sequence for all of them. That means that string that you can see there, you start with BBR, and if you read the next is BRR, and so on. So I actually have all the combinations encapsulated in that sequence. Okay? Like the pins for our door. Yes, and using that, I can guess the cards. Because, well, before that, I can actually build the sequence using a graph. It's a maths talk, it had to have graphs in it. And that graph, what I do is the nodes of the graph have the sequences of 2 B's or R's. And then I connect 2 nodes with a 3-digit code if that 3-digit code begins with one node and ends on the other. So for example, the BBR code begins in BB and ends in BR. That's how you do. And then you do a cycle, a Eulerian cycle in the graph, which is a path that goes along, visits all the edges once and only once, and that allows you to build the famous sequence. I didn't do that in my head just now when I was guessing the cards, but I prepared in advance, and instead of using B's and R's, I used zeros and ones, because I'm a mathematician, and it's simpler to me. So I did use this sequence, which is if you replace the B's and R's on the previous one, the B by 0 and the R by 1, that's why I asked the ladies to stand up, I've got the code. Now you wonder, but how on earth did I code a card with that sequence? Well, I've used 2 digits for the suit. So clubs end up being 0, 0, spades 0, 1, diamonds 1, 0, and hearts 1, 1. And then I used binary, yeah, the word had to come, didn't it, for the face value of the card. So that's basically it. And there's a symbol missing there. But anyway, the box there, I think it's a club. Right, so using that, I then know that there is a trick a mathematical trick to derive the whole sequence, because I wasn't going to memorize all of that, you know, I wasn't memorizing this order. I can work it out on the fly using addition, where you knock off the extra 2's. So you banish the 2's every time you add them, add the numbers, and you generate the sequence. This works with more cards, so if you really want, I can do the same trick with a lot more cards. I can guess like 5 cards. And it is the kind of maths I like, because it is fun. You can work in industry or in research. You can make money out of this type of maths. And if you work in certain areas where you're saving lives, hero factor indeed. Right? For example, the Anoto paper, which some of you may know, is paper that's got microdots in it, and those microdots are read by a special pen that's got a camera at the end. I'm not joking, this is real. And the camera tracks where you are on the paper by just knowing that the positions of these microdots is up or down, left or right from the grid. And that uses another de Bruijn sequence, but this one is in 2 dimensions. So if you want to read about it, you read about the de Bruijn torus. Of course, the donut. And that's a principle used in robotic vision as well. So again, maths in all of these STEM subjects. In DNA sequencing, which I'm not going to go into detail of shotgun sequencing, but again, the idea is that you've got little bits of DNA, there are strings of 4 symbols, and you want to put them together in a longer sequence, and again, the de Bruijn sequence is there playing a role in coupling them together. Encryption is another area, where it is technology and telecommunications or spy games. You can code your secret keys in a long de Bruijn sequence. You know how long your PIN codes are. Every time you use your key of the day, you can chop off 1 bit of your secret code off and then get on to the next one. So this is another very useful way of keeping your secret keys. If you want to read more about it, there's some 3 books you can start with. And I just wanted to share this with you because this is really the kind of maths I like. I'm a mathematician and I do entertainment as well. But what I like about this is that it's discrete mathematics. It's part of maths that people consider of the purest. And yet, if you wait long enough, and scientists and technologists and engineers know about this kind of mathematics, they'll find a way of elegantly using it for our benefit and enjoyment. So this is really the type of maths I enjoy, and that's why I wanted to share it with you. Now, if you really want, I can do the next card trick, otherwise we can all go home. Thank you. I think that's a yes, we want another card trick, isn't it? Okay, lovely. Right, so I need 5 people this time. I'm going to use the same volunteers again, is that okay? Lovely. Right, so we've got another deck of cards, and you can cut the deck again, please. Oh, and you can combine them for me. Put this one on top. Right, so take 1 card for you. Keep it secret from me. Yes, 1, madam, thank you. Aha, another one. That's 3 cards, another one. By the way, this one is going to be homework for you to work out how it works, yeah? You knew that, it was going to be, thank you. So now, ladies, I'm going to do the same picture. I'll spare you the whole patter of leaving the picture, okay? If I have the red cards to stand up for me. Okay, and now you're thinking, what is she writing down? We've got those lovely, it's the only red cards, no more red cards. Lovely. Okay, so we have yours is hearts, and it is an 8 of hearts, is that right? Yes, can you show it to everyone, please? Thank you, you can sit down. Thank you very much. Oh, that's brilliant, you are a lovely audience. And we've got diamonds, we've got an ace of diamonds. Got it right. Thank you. And we've got Clubs. This time got a 3 of clubs. Yes? Thank you. And we have more clubs. This time got a 6 of clubs. Yes, my binary is working. And spades. We've got a 5 of spades. Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. You've been a lovely audience. Thank you.